So I've been changing scooter tires for several years now, and this is the first one that I've officially failed. I totally failed to the point I had to buy the customer a brand new motor with the wheel here. Let's go over what I did wrong, why this failed, and hopefully it can save some of you from making the same expensive mistake. The only way to change this is to split the rim. So you have to take apart this piece, get your tire off, or you can cut it. Either way. But once you have your tire off, you have to fit your new tire on. The issue I ran into is that this section of this tire is only 24.5 millimeters, while the intersection of the new tire, you see, is almost 27.5 millimeters. So that's 3 more millimeters that when you put it on here, basically it was hanging over this edge right here, and I didn't realize it was so far off. And so when I went to install this back on with the new tire, right, it has these mounting holes, and I figured if I just drill them in, it will press it in the rest of the way, right? Wrong, completely wrong. That was my first mistake, because one of these holes here stripped out. And once one of these holes strips out, you can see there's 6 of them. They go all the way around the edge here. Once one of those is stripped out, this axle is no longer going to be held perfectly straight. And especially with the little bit of extra millimeters of tire pushing out, it made this axle not spin freely. So I ended up having to take it all apart again, put it on my press, and I start pressing it down a bit to try and push it down just another millimeter or 2, right? And lo and behold, this happens. I cracked the casing on the back side of the rim. So from that point, this motor is done. This motor's toast. Totally my fault, and it's a learning experience, right? This is every time you get into a new project on a new scooter with a new size or a new design, right? There's always the chance for error. And this is something that you got to learn as you go along on these. And something as simple as a couple millimeter difference on this inside part is enough to throw off this whole freaking motor. After I had gotten it back together the second time, this was before I cracked it, I actually stripped a second hole. So once 2 holes are stripped, you're totally screwed. At the end of the day here, the only solution is to buy a new motor. They don't sell just the casing part of this, and really it sucks. It's a learning experience where you pay, right? $220 mistake for this motor to get a new one. But hey, at least we've got the new one. We can get this to the customer now, and they'll be back in business.